Alright, fine. I don't need to do... Where'd I go? Better. Okay. Alright, fine. I don't need to do that, like, off camera. I can just sit here. Problem solved. Alright. Cool. Even the audio is pretty good. Levels, as far as I can tell. Hello and happy Sunday. What? It's a good Sunday. Good Sundays deserve excellent martinis. Excellent martinis made with Canberra Distillery's Summer Gin, however inappropriately temperature-wise. And nothing else. Could have rimmed the martini with something interesting. I've been watching Elton Brown and binging with Babish, so Babish just mess around with martinis on camera for a while. Seasonally inappropriate. Ah, there you go. That's better. You can say I am seasonally inappropriate as well. Just inappropriate depending on the season is maybe a better way to say it. Who knows? Oh, happy Sundays. Anyone else disappointed that work is tomorrow? Jesus Christ, I am. Fuck. I have no good news on that one. I am, yeah, whatever. Yeah, holiday theming lewd remarks. See, that's lovely. Yes, please. Holiday themed lewds? Absolutely, right? Lewd remarks, lewd photos, like, they're all good. It was at least one. What am I going to say? It like, Dan Savage of Savage Love was consistently saying, come on, don't horny up December. And Christmas. Christmas is supposed to be a family event. It always makes me feel weird. Hey, you can horny up one holiday. Take Arbor Day. You're putting a tree in the ground. Dan, buddy. People are going to horny up everything. He knows that. Of course he does. Right? There's no way he doesn't know that. But... refreshed. Yeah, we're not gonna steal the tools from South Haven. Master of napping. We should do the other quest while we're here. Tied together. Find Phoebe in the village of Phlogiston. Phlogiston. Hey, what? Where are you? What? What do you mean? There it is. Yeah, I have no way of saying, ta-da, don't worry, it's not going to be work tomorrow. I'm sorry, it's just going to happen to all of us. Hunt it, have us hunt it, have hunt kills in shadow hunt it. Taking a break from your journey at the small freshwater pond, you notice several small troughs and soft soil at the water's edge. Mud has been splattered about, you recognize it as a telltale sign of wild hogs, 30 to 50 years. Nearby hoofprints confirm your suspicions. Markings seem fresh. The animal can't be far. Have kills in shadow hunt it. Without hesitation, the shadow hunter lurches after the animal, fur bristling over rippling muscle. You quickly lose sight of Kills in Shadow and her quarry. Hours later, she returns cradling a limp sow in the crook of one long arm. She lays it out, licking her lips. Man born like a coward fled, she reports. Woman born met death proudly. She chuffs, then strikes a closed fist against her chest. I'm not surprised. We'll have my raw. We'll swallow her blood. We'll add her strength to own. Let's do favor. And quite a lot of raw meat. So, like, okay. Oh, congratulations. 3 stream streak. I don't hate that at all. That's a good streak. Well done. Like, the only sucker benefit I can offer is a new week means that potentially there are going to be challenges you can actually enjoy. We can look forward to that. Maybe some things we've been working on will come to a satisfactory conclusion. That's worth it. That's worth attending. And if nothing else, the literal baseline reason to turn up
see what beast woman sees
is that we're gonna get paid for it. Charcoal rubbing sunsets, but no. All items. You already know that one? Remarkable strength. I think I just fucking bought that one for a lot of rings.
Sorry, I can't.
And, like, that's worth it. Turning up to get paid. Because we have not yet figured out a way to get paid for not turning up. That's what sick leave is. You think sick leave is sufficient? Fuck off. I gotta tell you, the amount of sick leave I take compared to the amount of unpaid sick leave I
Can't
take.
do that.
I would not. I may have said a couple of times, I'm out of sick leave, but I don't expect I would go up in the amount of leave I take. Just knowing that no one's going to be mad at me if I take it when I need it is like enough to go, I think I'll be okay. I can push forward a little bit longer. I can see out my head, Fat Alston. Much now that in photo, half his body all crispy, but all of him victorious. Full chorus soldiers engage in animated debate, vociferous in their claims. Stow it, Skinner. The fact that you fantasize about what Gaptooth can do with her mouth doesn't mean that she'll win the game, just that you desperately want her to. A little testy now, Ragward. At least Gaptooth is a clever bitch. Why anyone would put rings on Fat Olsen when he is beyond me? We all know the only tenderness you've ever known was when you were passed out cold and that drunk wriggled on top of you. No need to take your frustration out on us. Fuck you, Limp Dick. I don't let anyone in my tent unless I want them there. Try sometime and I'll... She pauses, noting her presence with a jerk of her head. Approach the group. A white-maned warrior spins around, gesturing the others as they put. Come closer, chum. The soldier calls out to you in an eager tone, twirling his axe energetically as he sizes you up. Well, fuck me. It's the Fate Binder. He plants the pommel of his weapon into the ground and gives the bladed end a kiss. Not today, love. Maybe later. The chorus warrior scans you from head to toe, twirling his axe and puffing up his chest as he looks you over. The boss said we're only free to kill disfavored. If you come here for a fight, I'm sure we can oblige. So what brings you to this shit stain of a village? He's in charge here. Everyone in the office is like, you shouldn't be here. And you're like, I can't not be here. Sorry, I need to buy food. We'd all be better off if I wasn't here. Even if I'm not contagious now, getting decent rest will mean that I can work longer the next time this happens. It's fucking stupid. And I am so sorry. That'd be crass Kalia. She's the one always looking like she's having a shittier time than everyone else. Look for the blood chanter on the rooftop north of here. No doubt she's contemplating whether or not her problems can be solved with, I don't know, fire? He rubs a burn scar on his neck. I'm only jesting. I respect the methods. You mean you don't give blades to a lunatic like me and expect diplomatic solutions, so the same goes for her. What's your role in the gang? I'm the fun one. There's joy to be had in their at service, after all. He flicks a bloody lump off the edge of his axe. I'm also the gang's hunt master. And by that, he means he hunts people, animals too, if he's bored or we bitch about empty bellies. All very true. I'm also Callia's second in all but name, which means I have the pleasure of keeping these twits in line. Mm-hmm. You can't just not get paid. Exactly. Yeah, also, you can't work from home. You sure wish you could arrange it. Jesus Christ. Tell me about your gang. Callie is the boss. We're her gang. He gestures to a broad-shouldered woman with disheveled hair. The fair maiden here's Ragwort. She sews up split flesh like a proper healer and manages to turn my catch into half-decent meals. Just keep your distance unless you want to gag on a stench. Stow it, Skinner. You'd be all over this if you could. She points at a few vials dangling from her belt. Bombs don't smell nice, I won't lie, but they keep wounds from festering. Contusion, well, she took a forge-bound hammer to the skull and survived. Tough as they come, and not as bloodthirsty anymore, but point and yell at someone, she'll take the cue. Great gal. He tips his head towards the wiry man by her side. This cowardly pustle's her mate, Needletoe, master of the art of failed desertion. He runs really fucking fast, I'll give him that. But everyone has their place. He sees the contusion's needs so the contusion can see to our needs. Needletoe's sullen expression confirms Skinner's description. Do you really need to tell that to everyone you meet? No, but I enjoy it, and it makes me feel good. What are you arguing about? Word is the Sign Archive's no longer buried within the burning library. No doubt the censors, please, but that's hardly important. What's important is figuring out which of the censors gangs got to it first. We've all got rings on different ones. My money's on Gaptooth, but we haven't received any update yet. I'm here for a sage named Phoebe. Can't say no much about that. Play sages come and go across the edge of my axe. I have to ask the box about that one. He tilts his head and continues to watch you with a smug smile. Tell me about this captured sages. Yeah, this ash pit. isn't much of a village anymore, but old Crassy makes us take the detour through it every time we march out from the burning library. Thought it was a boring diversion until we ran into these sages. His lips part slightly to reveal a grin. Some resisted, thankfully, and I got to play. Those bookworms fight better than you'd expect. He rubs a heavily bruised rib, wincing in pain. Still, touch a blade to their skin, their eyes go wide. It's kind of precious to see, but we're keeping the rest alive until we figure out what they're doing here. Learn anything from the sages? Plenty. Nothing in the slightest way believable. Press a blade to a disfavored neck and they'll stare at you like he was dropped as a baby. Do the same as a sage, and she'll fucking talk for minutes before you realize it's all ballast hole spew. Baby dropped. She looks concerned and steps forward, scanning the ground for something. Contusion, not now. Needle nose gently but firmly pulls her back. Nothing to worry about, girl. Skinner shoos the confused woman away with a wave of his hand. Anyway, the boss is being careful about this one. She's got her methods. He pats a row of short, sharp-edged knives along his belt. I've got mine. She'll have need of them eventually. And he plans to release the sages. Fatebinder, why would we do that? You're obviously not chumming with those ass-sniffing ironclads. Would you let one of them stroll into Vidrian's well and then let her go? For once we agree. She swats away a flying beetle with her dagger, clipping its wings and sending it plummeting. Nothing makes a sage wetter than the idea of recovering knowledge in the library ruins. She better know how to navigate it, or have secrets about Silent Archive. The gang bosses are now okay with wages on the Silent Archive. Did I say that? I definitely didn't say that. One of these idiots is going to lose, but nobody's obligated to pay up. We're the Horde. Pride is worth more than rings. He lowers his voice to a near whisper. Sometimes we just measure that pride in rings. So do you know who got the archive? Lie. Fuck it. We got a really high subterfuge. Let's just enjoy it. Gaptooth was the victor. Ha! He spins around to taunt his comrades. Hear that? Fatebinder's word is about as official as it gets. Gaptooth's the victor, so pay up. Pig shit. There's no way you can know that. I am full of pig shit. This one came directly from the Fatebinder, not me. Skinner triumphantly rounds up his winnings from the other gang members. I'll be going now. I think we're gonna kill all of them. I think I'd like to. I don't like them. Like, it's pretty clear you're not supposed to like either the Disfavored or the Scarlet Chorus. And you're probably supposed to feel, like, more revolted by the Scarlet Chorus, especially the outset, given they're like, hey, this baby. Given they're, like, you know, explicitly, obviously violent the whole time. But the Disfavored's, like, the Disfavored's constant racism is, like, and just lack of any compassion. Their answer to, what do we do with these captives? They're like, well, kill them all of them. What about the ones who aren't doing anything? Or those who have expressly said, I will serve you forever? I don't care. Kill them. They're both bad. The fact that you're stuck between a bad option and a bad option is half of the point of tyranny. A tall, heavily scarred blood chanter thrusted his approving finger towards a group of horsemen loudly arguing amongst themselves. Hurry this shit up, mooks. Once Rancid member brings his scouts back, we're moving on out of this dung heap. We're done here. She hears your approach and turns around, panting slightly from exertion. Kairos, fetid, Merc, and a Fatebinder out here, of all places. She winces briefly, patting a tightly wound bandage covering her ribs. I know the voices in the rat wants your eviscerated heart, but I have no interest in trying to collect. Not when we have work to do. I prefer my gang save our strength to fight that is favored, so keep your weapons lowered, and we'll do the same. So what do you want? What were the sages doing here when you found them? Hardly matters now. There's not much to be found in this ash heap countryside, so they were probably trying to find a way into the burning library. Now that the Silent Archives have been found, there's nothing left for them to steal. She jerks her head towards the nearby rooftop. I told those asswipes too. Look in her eyes said it all. Made the whole damn week here worth it. I'll be going. Phoebe and the Sage Apprentice. Another interrogator? Injured and restrained, the middle-aged woman manages a weak smile between swollen and blood-caked lips. Though cuts and burns run the length of her body, her quiet composure grants her a surprising measure of dignity. Apologies if I'm running short on screens. She chuckles, wincing from some unknown pain. Ah, Sage Phoebe, you're looking like you're staying active. Oh, for the love of... Why am I not surprised to see the Overlord's most loyal fanatic on the side of my captors? Who's your friend? Lantro Loyalty 3. This is Sage Phoebe, one of our brighter members, if it pains me to say so. She's the expert in concealment magic, or at least should be expert enough to not have been caught. Kills in shadow, smell the sage, then search the area for anything that matches her scent. She acknowledges your command with a nod, then leans in close to Phoebe, running a claw along the sage's cheek as she takes in the prisoner's ink and sweat reek. Snout up, kills in shadows, lowers to her haunches and looks about. She appears unable to pick up a scent, but determined to keep sniffing all the same. March into Kyrus' drumbeat already. What was this arrangement? You preach surrender to the sages and Kyrus' minions treat you like a kept pet. Oh, she's probably talking to Ebb, given I gain loyalty there. Show some respect when you speak of Sage Lantry. Enough of that. You do well to listen to the Fatebinder and obey. I doubt you believe me, but I don't want you to suffer more than you already have. No matter how many times I try to divulge all that I know, you all seem to think I'm hiding more. So be it. We'll play this little game once more, ask her questions. Wagstaff sent me to kill you. He says you're a threat. If Wagstaff sent you, a bloody cough halts her attempt to speak firmly, then there is little to discuss. You don't seem surprised that Wagstaff sent me. We didn't part amicably, and the man holds grudges like no other. Part of me expected he'd hire some miscreants to delve out copious fustigation. Tell me, did he ask you to bring anything back with you after the deed, an eye, a toe, perchance? He asked me to bring back whatever you were carrying. And it's as I suspected. He wants my writings. He's too late. Perhaps this is the upside of all my scrolls going up in flames. That truncheon mouth-water warlock can't have them. What's the story with you and Wagstaff? I figured either you Northerners know how the School of Ink and Quill and the Tidecasters hate each other. Wagstaff is the enemy. Then Kyrus' minions showed up. I want the details. Enlighten me. We were friends and rivals, then just rivals. Did you come all this way to interrogate me about such gossip? I already know the unmentionables. He spared few details. I want your side of the story. A loose-lipped beast riding pig. Fucker couldn't hop on the flotilla with the rest of those briny cowards. Yes, we had a relationship as physically stimulating as it was mentally exhausting. It was a tryst that spanned decades. Our schools forbade any such pairing, and common sense did so as well, but the danger only made it more intoxicating. What did you gain from your collaboration with Wagstaff? Plethora of volatile emotions and coitus-driven reconciliation, if you'll pardon my candor. She shakes her head, wincing in pain. It is a bit strange to recall such things while festooned with bruises. Again, pardon the candor. My mistake. I'm really assuming you two work together, as I can't imagine Wagstaff discovered all that he told me about by himself. Her eyes light up, and for a moment it seems the fatigue of repeated interrogations lift from her face. That lousy prick, his discoveries. Together he and I discovered something special. His understanding of occulted Jade's magic and my knack for expressions. It came together when we pulled our rings to purchase a text copied from the Forge Bound. But we could not come forward with our findings, as neither would be rewarded for our discoveries, but rather punished for our collaborations. So our findings, like our trysts, had to remain a private matter. Tell me about this discovery of yours. She averts her gaze. Oh, just some refinement to existing theories of water magic, revelatory in the academian sense, meaningless to an adventuresome practical sort, like yourself. So did you stumble on some undiscovered accent or some new arcane power? I assure you such matters are not beneath me. I can't help you. The writings weren't where they were supposed to be, and I couldn't rewrite it from memory. The knowledge is as good as gone. My Tidecaster here isn't so fond of sages, no doubt should be eager to jostle your memory. Indeed, I'd love to pick your brain. Slowly. She gives Ebb a worried... No, Ebb's older. Ebb's an older lady. Indeed, I'd love to pick your brain. Slowly. She gives Ebb a worried glance. I know all too well you mean that rather literally. Fine, I'll talk. Between his understanding of fluid forms, my understanding of preservation magic, and our pilfered forge-bound text, we sort of bumped into a mysterious discovery. We pioneered an expression that affects the transition of metal from molten state back to solid. We called it aqueous metallurgy, though I think the name is loftier than any practical applications that came of our work. Coming forward with our research presented problems, but then the war broke out. There became larger concerns for all involved. I hid what I thought was the only copy of our work, but it was claimed by fire or stolen by a looter who got there first. And where did you stash your writings on aqueous metallurgy? It was here in this village, but someone found it before. She clears her throat. No. No more playing coy. It's still here. How about this? If you kill my captors and swear by Kairos that I'll walk out of here alive, I'll tell you where it's hidden. Consider them dead. Swear by Kairos that I shall leave this place alive, or you will have naught but silence from me. I swear by Kairos you will leave this place alive. Barak quickly turns to face you, but says nothing. Acceptable arrangement for both of us, then. You'll have what you want upon your return. Swear by Kairos?
Send them at me.
Oh, they immediately attack? Okay, that's funny. I did not expect them to immediately attack. Taunt them all, Barak. You're not going to get a clear path. Let me make that clear. Well, let me be clear. So first thing, let's get AoE fire on Barak. Titan's touch. Course what? Can you get through it all? No? Probably not, huh? Okay. You all have range attacks, so that's good. Quicken.
Nicely done.
Preservation seal, that would be useful. Second breath, no one's... Oh. Which is judgment. Of moments.
At once. Consider it done.
You need to swap to your stuff.
Sounds like that hurt.
Asleep.
Thank you for me.
Sucks to be you, idiots. Barak is made of absolute stone. You literally cannot get past him. Nothing particularly special. Great. Glad they're dead. You're back. Have you managed to secure our freedom? Need to ask you some questions first. No, okay. Maybe there's... Oh, there's a live one over there. You didn't get pulled into the fight? This is very funny.
It's your time. Rip it with claws.
Well, wrong weapon for the job. I need to try something else.
There are too many party members. You're screwed. There are too many party members for you.
Yes.
My potions are too strong for you. The chorus no more. The sage looks momentarily dazed. I can scarcely believe this, Fatebinder. That we could ever be free of the chorus and that you would ever help us. As far as I'm concerned, they're both minor miracles. Thank you. Thank you for my life. Though feel free to spread the word that I am also a corpse. Life might be easier that way. As for my writings, they're in a smashed chest to the southwest, hidden between a burnt tree and the carcass of a wagon. She slowly picks herself up, readying herself for the long march forward. Safe travels. Bye. Swearing upon Kairos and
Sorry,
then
I can't.
breaking it
Sorry, I can't.
is essentially enough to get yourself killed. Kairos' word is law. And they've got the magic powers to back it up too. Aqueous Metallurgy. Return to Wagstaff. South Haven. I want those fucking tools. I don't know how to get them. Your progress is arrested by the appearance of a gang in crimson leather who round the corner ahead of you. Oh shit, First mutters. The ass gang. She shrugs at your questioning glance. I ran with them for a bit. That ass gang's been very well used. They note you and approach, weapons at ease. The foremost gang member raises a hand in greeting. Hail the gang. You raise your own hand in response to greeting the approaching gang. Lube. The most important fucking tool you'll ever have. Just gonna make it clear. Next highest, I'd say, in the list of importance, vibrator. Fatebinder, she says, bowing her head slightly. Verse. Her tone is cold, eyes narrowed at your Scarlet Fury compatriot. We don't much care about slippery loyalty of law dogs. Mutts can't help but nip at their betters. Shuckles from the other members of her gang. But Verse, she betrayed the chorus, and that demands a scalp. Sorry, Verse answers. I'm flat out of spare scalps, clever ass. The one you're using will do nicely, another member of the gang says. Verse looks to you. They want to fight and I'm happy to oblige. You're Goldbinder. Let Verse fight him. Well, that's intimidating. You step between the gang and Verse, your hand going to a weapon. You remind them of your rage and anger at Vandrian's well, of all your actions during the conquest, of widows you left crying and the orphans you left alone, of your choices since. You ask them if they truly want to delay a Fatebinder of Tuna and the Adjudicator over an insignificant matter of pride. By the time you finish, they're all backed up a base. With a final glare at Verse, the choirmen step out of the road to let you pass. Could have handled that, you know. Gained wrath of Scarlet Chorus. She meets a glare with a grin and gestures down the road towards your destination. Shall we? Fear. Gained fear, the Scarlet Chorus. Loyalty's already pretty close to max anyway. Mapping tools. Knapppping. Cassandra, Master of Napping. Nicodemus. How do I take them from her without being a jerk about it? Nicodemus? Maybe since I said, look, I'm not going to try and take them. I literally don't have an option. Nope. Okay, well. I guess our early interpretation of Monhas is going to stand. Straight to the bastard's way. Encounter at Lethian's Crossing. The day's journey is trying, owing to uneven terrain and dusty conditions. You reach a bend in the path and spy a small clearing off to the side. Several small rodents skitter away as you approach. At the edge of the clearing, you see a familiar sight, leafy vines coiling around tree trunks. As before, hundreds of thin yellowish stems sprout from the vine, a collection of stiff bristles and elongated hairs, each with a cluster of bright orange berries. To memory, you don't notice any significant difference between these plants and the ones you encountered previously. Law examined the vine's leaves. The leaves extending from the main vine are bright green and lobed, with edges resembling undulating hills. This matches an old saying you recall about the berries. Leaves like hills, safe from chills. Leaves like rain, unending pain. Examine the berries, clustered together in tight droplets. Bright orange, bristleberry and bristlebane. It is unfortunate that this isn't giving me lore experience. Okay. You adopt a cautious approach. An hour later, you feel a disconcerting tightness in your intestines, one that escalates in intensity with each step. Your stomach churns and the pressure in your belly intensifies, your guts seemingly trying to coil into knots. As a cold chill washes over your body, you recall the small rodents bounding away in the clearing. Their droppings must have contaminated the berries. An astute guess on your part, but one made far too late. Beads of sweat coalesce along your brow and your intestines begin to burn. The pain is intolerable. You have barely enough time to depart the road and duck behind a tree before you empty your innards in opposite directions simultaneously, coating the nearby trees and shrubs in a violent, bloody, and seemingly unending spray. The stench alone makes you vomit again, forcing you into an unfortunate cycle of nausea, release, and repeat. A half hour later, you find yourself splayed out on the dirt floor, panting and heaving. The cold sweat is broken, and the pain in your abdomen has subsided. For now, you drink deeply from your water skin, exhausted but trembling. You stumble back to the road, grit your teeth, and continue towards your destination. Wow. Dysentery. Amazing. Well, that sucks. You still got it. Rest time. Right, I'm glad that cleared up. Otherwise, we were in for a lot of trouble. Anyway, stuff. I've successfully completed your quest.
Can't do that.
Fairbinder, what else do you have wanted me? I have news regarding Phoebe. Yes? Well, up with it. What happened? How's I doing his voice? It was a very particular one. Here's the term of aqueous metallurgy you were really after. Found it. Excellent. Wagstaff snatches the tomb with eager hands. I fear this knowledge was lost for all time. Thank you. I assume that the deed is done. I trust Phoebe's no more. So you don't deny it's the research notes you wanted all along. Come on, Wagstaff. You don't have to falsify pretenses to get me on board with killing sages. The Tidecaster averts his gaze with a huff. Considering you spared us trespassers over these notes, you'd spare Phoebe. I figured she'd hand you her writings to purchase her freedom, so if you did get all merciful on me, I'd at least end up with the lore I need to protect my fellows. So, just what did you do with Phoebe? She's dead, as requested. The old man nods slowly, closing his eyes in thought as he lets out a long sigh. And it is done. Thank you. Fatebinder, I thought your arrival would lead us to ruin, but instead you've blessed us with your service. You have my thanks. There's more I wish to discuss, but my agents tell me you're working with Jaspers. He coughs at the use of the name. Should you conclude your business with that self-serving stone savant, come speak with me and we'll discuss matters further. That's all for now. Good. Jaspers, not quite master of napping. God, I love martinis so much. Ah, Fatebinder, you've returned. Was there something else you needed? I decided not to take back your tools. His smile vanishes and is quickly replaced with a mask of carefully suppressed rage. Fatebinder, that news is beyond displeasing to me. I thought the tools made for a modest request. I don't see a way for us to forge on ahead. He slams his sledgehammer into a nearby rock, pulverizing it beyond any use. If you'll excuse me, Fatebinder, the settlers have needs I must attend to. You should have just told me the truth, you dipshit. I mean, so did Jaspers. Both of them suck. Cordial. Big jug of sugar-free cordial. You said you had something important for me to do. The bastard's wound presents all sorts of threats. The bane, sparse vegetation, the toxic water. Perhaps the oddest threat came from within. Reef Talon, former alpha of sorts to our tribe, became wild and uncontrolled. She started to exhibit healing powers, or so it seemed. She could heal the outward symptoms of injuries, but those she treated became sleepless, doomed to waste away. Reef Talon is gone. She fled into the Oldwalls, but in her lies an answer to our woes. Her mystically charged blood will allow me to make purifying reagents for decades, probably longer. Putting her down would also prevent her from healing others and making more sleepless. To put it bluntly, kill her, bring back her corpse, and you'll have solved our water and sleepless problems in one slice. Is killing her really necessary? No, but I doubt nasty words and harsh glares will browbeat her into surrender. I want to use her blood for a purifying agent. You mentioned her healing power corrupted people. Are you sure this will work? Confident, but not certain. You raise a valid concern, but I've used Reef Talon's blood in the earliest iterations, my purification agent. If her blood was problematic, would have found that out already the hard way. Why can't you just make more with the purifying agent you've always been making? A losing proposition. The beastmen that guard us would need to be bled, eventually slaughtered. This can be solved by harming one life now instead of many later. I'm going to hunt your strongest beastman. You need to offer me something. The call to Jade always told us to never work for free. Can't rightly send you headlong into risk without due recourse. Since you brought me the tome, I no longer need what amounts to, I suppose, the inspiration's peace from my studies into metallurgy. The old man rummages through his flasks and crystals, pulling forth a slender vial filled with either nothing, or more likely, given the water mage, perfectly clear water. You shriveled spatic sucker. How did you... Ebb clenches her jaw, nodding in silent awe. I think the term is pillaging. A typecaster with at least half a brain should know what to do with it. If you can't find one of those, you could try Ebb. I'll take care of it. I'll think about it. What else do you want of me? So this matter of Reef Talon? I'll take care of it. Together we might save the wound. As it happens, my eyes and ears tell me Jaspos is a crew of hunters, also looking for Reef Talon. It's imperative we find her first. You'll need two things. First, hold on to my warden's key. Activation of switches and beacons within bastard wounds. Hey, neat. Wax off bundles of medallion from a pouch and places it in your hand. You'll need this down below to allow you access the switches and ruins of the Oldwalls from afar. It's essential for navigating the depths. Try not to get yourself killed down there. Not only am I grateful for the mercy you've shown our settlement, I also need this trinket back eventually. Second, you'll need the keystone to the teleporter that takes you down to the untamed sections of Oldwalls. Speak to Insipid Monica. Tell her you need the keystone. Tell her you have my approval. All right. Blood of the Beast. You need access to the Oldwalls teleporter. I was told you had the keystone that opens it. Yeah, I've got it. Brock's been entrusted me for safekeeping. Well, should I let some outsider take it off my hands? I don't have time for this. I have important business in the Oldwalls on behalf of your settlement. Right, of course. Don't let this peon delay you any further. The smoke vanishes as she unwraps the keystone and pushes it forcefully into your hands. Don't take my needling too seriously, Fatebinder. Not many scrolls crack down here, so I've got to get my excitement where I can. Watch out for the sleepers while you're down there. Do us all a favor and put a few out of their misery. She sneers and backs away.
Sorry, I can't.
Jaspos, you fucking idiot. All you need to do is pay us a living wage. Oldwalls teleporter. Place the bastard's wound keystone in the indentation to activate it. Dark and hollow. 15 minutes. Not very teleporty. Presumably you're gonna... Oh, there it is. Yoink! Oh, we don't have the appropriate pass key, torch key then. Let's go get some more.
It's a battle!
Bane and a Juggernaut, probably a sleepless.
How am I not dead yet?
Keep healing.
Words will cause more harm than this useless weapon. That was me.
What's your AI set to anyway? Defend party. You're going to be aggressive. Be aggressive. You also don't have any Yeah, defend party, protector, aggressive archer. You're a manipulator. Okay, cool. Split piecing. Yeah, that's what we're after. Lovely, thank you. I heard like a kind of crash bang sound. Just wanted to make sure
Nobody saw that, right?
the babysitter working hard.
Pity, you won't
Doesn't
enjoy
need
that.
any help. If they do, I'll go help them. But it sounds like everything's okay. Or yeah. Make him afraid.
Pray, it's hard.
What are you doing? Keep nothing. See.
Illusion. I would think only armed hunters and explorers survive down here.
Hi,
How
Sleepless.
could anyone not armed to the teeth or bristling with magic survive down here?
Careful, Fatebinder. The person may not look dangerous, but neither have they fallen to the bane.
He's off. He's not right. Human smells only half revolting. He's missing sense.
Not every day you see someone just wandering the old walls like it's the farmer's day market.
That person, they feel wrong, almost silent.
A bedraggled-looking man shivers near the edge of the overlook, clothes damp and stained with an inky black substance. He moans softly to himself and occasionally mutters a few words in a low, incomprehensible tone. Hey, can you hear me? I'm right behind you. He attempts to straighten his back, but it's unclear if the action is in response to the sound of your voice. The effort is too great. He hunches again, using his arms to help brace himself against the floor. As his head sags forward, he continues to emit a low moan. You've survived here for some time. Why did the Bane leave you alone? The man only trembles further in response. His dried and cracked hands paw at the ground around him, a sluggish and futile search of some sort. His soft grunts increasingly grow frustrated. After a few moments, he very suddenly abandons the hunt. With head bent low and half-closed eyes, he resumed his quiet wail. Poke him. You prod him with your finger, first gently, then insistently. His skin is unusually cold to the touch. Despite your persistence, you elicit little more than a grunt from the man. He shifts slightly and you notice a strap wrapped around one of his legs, extending over the nearby ledge. Examine the strap. Peering over the edge, you notice a half-open satchel attached to the strap, dangling precariously above the ground. Within it, you spot the sharp features and the persistent, soft glow of an Oldwalls torch key. Take the torch key. You carefully pull the satchel upward, preventing it from twisting unexpectedly. The dazed man beside you mumbles softly to himself. As you reach into the bag and pull the torch key out, his eyes catch sight of its glow. Between labored breaths, he manages a painful croak. Light. My light. In one smooth motion, you lift the crystal from the satchel and hide it from sight within the folds of your pack. With no light to draw his attention, the agitated man relaxes and returns to his foggy somnambulance. Oh, that
Curious.
sucks. Yes. Light. My light. Lazu. Great. That didn't. As you consider the distance between you and the old walls mechanism, you feel a slight warmth emanate from the warden's
Time to
key.
see if this warden's key does what it advertises. Want to take bets?
I would. How the hell do I use it? Amethyst, pearl. All items. Accessory. Other. Quest items. Laser torch key. Warden's key. Use beacons and switches from a distance. Right. Boop.
Fascinating. It's like the sigil of reaching grasp for keystones. Clever trinket.
This is
Sick.
like having a ridiculously long arm to reach out and tamper with the old walls. This should be fun.
Trinket stirs earth blood.
This is useless. I should try something else.
Feed! Taste of fight like a raw dying dog.
Despair. Where did you do? What are you doing? Terrified? You're not allowed to be terrified. What are you doing? You need to do your thing.
Count on it.
You are a rogue. It is your job to gank the mages.
Yeah, idiot. What was I thinking?
Sorry. I got it. On it.
Whoops. Well, you finished that cast. I know you definitely didn't. Nice. Sorcerer Savant gloves. Imperial Iron Falcata. Jeez, nice. A free pearl. Hey, buddy. I've lost it. Gone, gone, forever lost. The glassy-eyed man sways on his feet, his countenance sickly pale and ashen half-circles clinging to the underside of his eyes. He stares forward, gaze unfocused, seemingly unaware of your presence. It must be in the water. I should keep swimming, swimming, always upstream. As you step closer, he turns to face you and squints his eyes. You there? Have you seen it? What are you looking for? His brow furrows as he confronts your question. I knew just a moment ago I'd lost something important. I did. I'm so tired. How long have I been? He trails off, unable to complete his thought. The Bane are everywhere. How do you survive down here? Bane? His irises wander to the corners of his eyes, as if doing so would reveal creatures hidden beside him. Oh, they don't pay us any mind, not anymore. Lullaby tells them no. Lullaby protects. You don't seem well. He blinks it without comprehension. I'm awake, aren't I? This isn't a dream? He reaches out and grasps her shoulder loosely, then firmly. My thoughts come and go, and I sometimes can't tell if I still live. He pats himself on the cheek several times, each with increasing intensity. I'm here. I'm here. I'm still here. I'm one of the afflicted, the sleepless. That's what I think they call us. It was Reef Tell, and her touch healed me, stopped the blood from spilling out. He runs his hand along a vicious-looking scar, bisecting his chest. She took something in exchange. I'm alive enough to know that I'm hollow. He stops and scrutinizes his hands. Hollow, hollow, hollow. As he raises his head, his eyes show no signs of recognition. Have you seen it? I've lost something. Who or what is Lullaby? She watches from the deep, deep dark. Her song is sweet and makes all the evil people go to sleep. Lullaby protects. Lullaby protects? Sounds like they have their own little grave in ash. How quaint. There is nothing clever in equating this fool's delusion with the Legion's respect for their Archon. I'll be going now. Oh.
It's a battle!
I don't know specifically if it increased the number of enemies we fight because we have all party members. God, I hope it did. I just don't want to miss out on having my friends with me. That's why. Mantle of Flames. Yeah.
You got it.
That's fine. I don't need that.
Lantry, you were in a bad spot. What are you doing?
No. This can't be happening.
Expect lots of this. Moving. Lost pit.
Do I really need to?
Yes, Tyranny, you do. Need to do as you're told, for fuck's sake. Gag the mage. It's your job. You're the rogue.
Not a problem.
Not feeling so great.
If you can't gank the mage from range, then I'm gonna make you gank the mage in melee. Refuse. There you go. Aria of Resolve. Lantry, could you, like, click it? There you go. Heal everyone and get them to move faster. Whoop. Perfect.
No.
Options.
Sorry. Right.
In combat. Should I turn the difficulty up? What do you think? Area of effect highlighting is good. Or level companion. No. Absolutely not. Death. No. We're not doing that. So. No. Use this abilities more frequently, I don't mind. What I'm looking for is number of enemies. The Abyss Keystone.
Right.
Yeah, right. That's it. Did that do it? No. Need a different keystone. Where does this sends us to the Abyss? Well, we're not going there yet. We're clearing this map before we go anywhere else. Jeez.
Sorry, I can't.
We need a different keystone then.
Interesting.
Torch key. Kills in shadows taken 1 wound, which like makes sense. I send her into combat without really caring what happens to her, so that's my own fault. Okay, we climb all the way back up here. We use this thing at a distance, which we should be able to do. And to make it clear, the Bastard's Wound is a DLC area, right? Boston's Wind? Come on. Bastard. And then it censors Bastard. Why is it censoring? That's insane. I'm going to Google caption.ninja censoring and see if I can... Was it? Really? Well, I guess we're going to go into the Abyss then. I led us all this way for nothing. I have betrayed you. You will never forgive me and my sins are infinite. Wait, what about up here? No, we can't go up there either. What's that? Gather your party. Well, I tried. Where are we teleporting to? Or, more appropriately, boys, where are we dropping? Oh, hi, everybody. We've come a long way to find you. Shouting at the beast lurking in the alcove above, the man beckons to her with a wicked smile. Why don't you save us all the trouble and come down here? His companions shift nervously, hands upon the hilts of their weapons. The massive beast woman rises from her haunches, revealing an intricate array of painted symbols that race busily across her entire body. Can smell desire for blood on human's breath. Can see intent in deceitful eyes. Scamper run flee now, before reef talons separates flesh from bone. We only want what's best for the wound. Jaspos has a plan to help everyone, but he needs your help. Come, let us talk this over like civilized folk. There's no need. Leave now, while hunters have legs. See sleepless in old walls, asked one step and stumble, hearts beating without purpose. Go now, avoid same dreamless fate. Return to... She cuts herself off, sniffing the air intently. She drops down upon all fours, eyes snapping in your direction. The Fate Binder. Reef Talon can wait. What are you doing? You don't have to turn on me. This is insane. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Right out melee people through. Come on. You are a rogue. It's your job. Moving to ranged. To gank the casters. There's the record. That's good. You're stunned. You deal with the other rogue. Like, that's pretty reasonable. Why did you put Aura of Decay on her? Like, why did you put Aura of Decay on the one person who's supposed to stay out of melee? I'm not one.
This is
One of the
useless.
people who's supposed to stay out of melee at all times.
Get back here.
Polish arms. Storing touch, healing wisps. Famous judge.
The strongest to me.
Good job. Next, keep ganking the mage. That's what they're for. That's what you're for.
I feel
Fucking Kills and Shadow went down again. And Lantry. And Ebb. God, if this we didn't have a huge party, we would have died. Installed the mod on person. In person, I didn't say whether or not it makes the game harder, and I think it doesn't. I think I just would have fucking died here. Sucks to be you idiots then. Ooh, the Abyss Keystone. Great. Gotta deal with the wounds. Not because they'll die, but just feels mean. Attack and ability strength. And endurance. You just die less. It's pretty important. Punisher, eh? It's pretty fucking sick. Significant arm. Felt like there you go. Dealing pierce damage to enemy attackers. Don't mind if I do. Oh, we already have that. Okay, cool. Extra engagement. Or... Extra benefit from shields is pretty good. Significant armor bonus. Let's just do that. And then, shortly after, Shield of Suffering. Heal all allies nearby. Yes, please. Was it?
more beacons to fiddle with. With which to fiddle? Seriously, Lantry, sober up.
Return and face us, beast! Coward! We must pursue Fatebinder. Let us seek more of those blasted glowing rocks.
3 cents of frozen earth blood, not far from here, but we'll need for continuing the hunt.
You gotta be... Oh, wait, no? Hi, Reef Talon. The beast one races towards the edge of the platform, her eyes fixated on the bleeding bodies at your feet. She digs her front claws into the stone, but instead of twisting her body to descend the wall, she rakes against the surface in frustration. No, no! We'll not perform mending rites again. Hunter's lifeblood must flow. Quick, quick, away from Reef Talon's touch. She snaps her head towards you, a low rumble emanating from the back of her throat. They call the human Fatebinder. Well, what does Fatebinder want? Wagstaff asked me to find you. We didn't know if you were still alive. Actually, fuck it. I'm not with these people. I'm here to find a way to help the wound. Yet Fatebinder does not smell of nest, is outsider. Even newborn cub knows to be wary of strangers offering help. She growls and leaps backward, continuing to eye you with suspicion. Fatebinder smells of outside. Can bring only danger. She slashes the stone floor, sending chunks of masonry tumbling down towards you. Go back to wound, to safe lands above. Leave Reef Talon to pit. Leave with Scourge and Sleepless. She paws along the floor and turns her back to you, bounding off into the darkness. Wow, alright, jeez. Well, damn. Okay, back to Darkened Hollow, I guess. Maybe this teleports us to a different place, maybe? Hopefully? That guy, oof, it does not. Oh, I don't have many other ideas. Oh boy. I don't have any other keystones, do I?
Can't do that.
torch key, sorry.
Sorry, I can't.
Do you have a torch key? Must be in the water. Alright.
Can't do that.
Fuck. I am low on ideas. Yeah, this?
Do that.
I think killing this guy is a bad idea. I don't think it'd be terrible, I just don't think it'd help. Take it on a look around. Everywhere we can go. Double check, double check. Wait, what about this one?
Can't do that.
How far a distance can we use it? Not that far. Interesting. Okay, alright, alright. Let's...
Sorry, I can't.
Huh, okay, well, we try this one as well? Nothing? Teleport? Oh no! Oh boy! What about this one? No? Darkened Hollow, Fractured Depths. Can we get to Fractured Depths then?
Can't do that.
Over here?
Can't do that.
No, we cannot. Hey, okay.
Can't do that. Can't do that.
It's alright, Mr. Mercer. You can be a bit more positive. You can do it if you try. Do you analyze it? You do. Well done. Bane. Got all of these?
You have no hope. Oh, that was fucking hurt.
See that? I'm not entirely used.
See that? Not entirely useless. That can be
Let's-
used as a bad example.
On your knees, worm!
Welcome to your doom. Might I interest you in death and or disfigurement?
Yes.
Okay, really wanted to be
Interesting.
wanted to be in here. Fair enough. Ooh, bronze and iron. How might I do?
Atlantean waves!
Felt nothing.
Are you afraid of death, worm?
Fall before me. Oh, that one fucking hurt. God, you idiot. Thank you.
Bonk, bonk. Sweet, love it when the system works. But why door no open? Alright, we tried all of the things in here. I didn't like it. Didn't like this. But there's nothing more there. Okay, so that will probably open later. Probably. In the meantime, we can teleport here, which should take us to a different location, right? You see a worn down and faded rune embedded into the wall. It is currently impossible to decipher what the rune is. Lantry, I fucked up real hard. Next talent. I swear we'll get it. I want those new magics.
Look at that! Future core. Not so fast. Fun with you.
Right.
Step by step. Bad. Just keep going. Oh. My careful positioning. All the effort I went to. Quick, wave of despair.
I'm injured.
Advance.
Attack again! We'll strike better next time.
Come on, Lantry. Get that heal off. Good.
Fear nothing.
Could this weapon be any more useless?
That's how I like my prey. Well hung and helpless.
Well hung and help. Okay.
That's how it's fucking done.
Someone's proud of that one. Bronze horn.
I got it.
Congrats on the level up, babe. Well done. Spell strength. Floor 83. Good, because it's low ebb. Someone. There you go. Taratus' gate. Ooh,
I got it.
gems. Fancy dancy gems.
Can't do that. Sorry, I can't.
Lantry, how close to level up are you? Jump. I am looking at it and
Paintings in this Cairo's forsaken place. Either my eyes are deceiving me, or we've discovered a real piece of history.
Look ahead. I don't think the refugees made that mural. This is way older than any of us. Even Lantry.
seems the trespassers have taken to decorating the old walls. Their sacrilege knows no bounds.
Ahead! Paint wall made of old pawpaw scratches. Down here. Oh, quick. Must look closer.
Bets on what that crap on the wall is? My rings are on pre-Kairos pornography.
Fatebinder, look! I think that's Oldwalls art. We should examine it. You know, for posterity?
Examine. A mural before you depicts two beastman-like figures rising from the floor, larger than life in stature and presence. They both carry upon their backs massive rectangular tower-like structures. Between the columns are what look like the corridors of the old walls, twisting and turning at right angles. Strewn throughout the corridors are dashes of colours, blues, whites, and purples, twisting in spirals reminiscent of the Bane. They're crafted with primitive pigments. The mural is festooned with small details. Further examination will likely glean additional information. Examine the beastmen. The two figures depicted on either side of the structure are drawn in remarkable detail. Their proportions and anatomy seem nearly identical to beastmen. The two have expressive faces. The right-hand beast is anxious and worried. The left-hand beast appears salivating for a fight. Both forms appear to be bracing against the structure, and taken as a pair, their posture suggests they are holding up or supporting the structure between them. Humans say old kingdoms build old walls, but wrong. Beastmen build old walls. Proof right here. Hello. Little Kay had a good adventure today. Hope he goes to sleep and sleeps well. Beastmen, literally supporting the old walls on their back. I think we can conclude that even ancient cultures have a sense of the melodramatic. Let's say that the structure in the center is the old walls. Odd that the beastmen are on the outside holding things in. Was another tribe keeping some beastmen in the old walls, maybe? I don't think that all of this imagery was made by a single artist, or even that they were working towards the same goal at the same time. The tone sounds too muddled. Are they supposed to be holding up the spires? What the fuck do beastmen have to do with the spires? More fool superstition, as if the beastmen carry the world, a weight so burdensome that they cry until their tears fall from their face in sheets and become the rain. He sighs. What savage idiocy. Examine the old wall section in detail. Sandstone-colored borders define the edges of the structure supported by the beastmen. The cross-section reminds you of vertical maps drawn of the old walls. A confusing series of connected corridors and passageways rises from floor to ceiling, all of it saturated with cloudy streaks of blue, red, and purple. You can't help but notice the swirling colors of the shapes in the cross-section are also seen painted throughout the two beastmen, suggesting Bane, or the tattoos of such creatures, running down their limbs. The color choice and claws mean only one thing. Bane, but I'm guessing you found that conclusion already. It's not weight of old walls that is burdening beasts. It's never-ending lurk of Bane that is too much to bear. The way it all overlaps feels a bit like the Bane filled or filled the whole old walls. Like maybe they're with us all the time, but we can't see them. She glances to either side. Fucking creepy, if you ask me. Sure, the swirls of paint look like Bane, but the emotion and the markings, rage, hatred, desperation, are those supposed to be the feelings of the Bane or the artist? Much like the old walls in which we're standing, the old walls depicted here seem taller than I thought old walls to be. I wonder how much of these places are sunk underground or under the ocean. This would be more valuable if were it an actual map. The mural is complicated and layered, but is likely received as comprehensive as an examination as is possible for the moment. Whoever painted this mural seems to suggest that the beastmen support the old walls, maybe contain the Bane. What do you think it's trying to say? Beastmen aren't Bane, has always been, always will be. Even painting says so. What does Fatebinder think old paint wall tells otherwise? What do you think this mural is insinuating? This feels more like a confession than a work of art, but what am I to know about art? What do you think this is trying to say? I'm at a complete loss on this one, Binder. I mean, it's phallic, sure, but it just seems a lot of effort to go to for an ode to dicks. A fanciful beast dream set down in pigment, not a waste of time and thought. Do you think differently, Fatebinder? If you look past the beast, I think it's suggesting the spires are powered by the bane coursing through the Oldwalls. You think so? Why, yes, it could be. I mean, most every spire is connected to the Oldwalls, which are rife with bane. That could be true. No, only hunger bane. I feel his hunger for battle. Silly notion. Bane only good for killing, not as food or kindling. I've heard dumber ideas. If memories can float a talking bronze bust in a pile of green flames, why can't Bane empower the spires? We've slain plenty of Bane. It's not like your spire fell over. I mean, you could be, right? This would mean the whole place is built to... Oh, that's a rather disturbing thought. That might actually make me feel bad for the Bane if there were more than inchoate clouds of magic death. She grinned deliciously. Let's light up every spire we can find. We should move on before the inspiration for this mural returns. Satisfied for investigation, you step away from the mural and leave its nuance for the next traveller to ponder. So you turn away from the mural, Kills and Shadow sniffs at the ancient stone and paint a few more times before turning to following your lead.
Can't do that. Sorry, I can't.
Sorry, everyone. That's cool. I like that. What interesting world building.
Can't do that.
I like it when you find gaps, so to speak, and are able to just fill it. Question of what are the Bane, what are the Oldwalls? You're not given answers, you're given, like... See, told you the Fatebinder would come to us. She dusts off her hands and places them on her hips, taking in a deep, satisfied breath. Jasper sends his regards, saying, as he hear, you must have killed the others. Mercenaries with her grumble angrily at the news. Now it's a matter of vengeance. Throw rubble at the mercenary's head. You grab a heavy stone fragment from the damp floor and hurl it towards one of the soldiers, smashing him in the head with a resounding crack. His body goes limp and crashes to the floor, shaking momentarily before going still. Motherless whore. Just as at a dead companion, the smile wiped clean from her face. Enough fucking around. Kill the Fatebinder. Like, it's not strictly good to... But every now and then, like, that's... I'm thinking about Mass Effect, right? The Renegade interrupts that are like... deal with a problem before it becomes a massive problem, right? And that's what that was. That was just a... I'm not waiting for you to be like... to talk it through, to figure out the appropriate solution. I'm just going to immediately kill one of them because they found it. It's not... In real life, it's absolutely not how I want people to approach combat. Here, it's incredibly satisfying to be like, they threatened me. I have the power of the courts on my side. I am the law. My solution is, I'm just going to kill him. Like, that's the only thing I'm going to do. Okay. Get the fake one. Okay. And you won't. Again, not like the appropriate decision, but absolutely one that just... It rips. It's fucking cool. It's cool to have an option to just say, fuck this. And that's why the Renegade interrupt to slap the accusatory journalist.
Take that.
Or shoot the gas tank on the back of Krogan who's grandstanding at you is like so well regarded. And they taunt you with grandstanding Krogan.
Nobody heard that, right?
Oh. Forge-bound hammer. Sick. Darkened hollow keystone. Yoink. Use the keystone.
You have no hope!
I suppose.
With a blade in my right.
I happen to think the wall.
You try being optimistic in this pit. That's a good bit. Well done.
Spruces up the place. You try being optimistic in this pit.
We should probably avoid
Fear
that
nothing.
Really doing the using
On it.
description to make you imagine
Face my iron!
what you may not be able to see in engine. Aren't you? They're doing that very well. Soaring touch. She's in so much trouble, buddy. Yeah, like that.
I'm consumed. Darkness.
Quickly and as you get consumed by darkness. Jeez, alright. What are you doing? Get out the fucking way.
No,
Come on.
sorry.
One would imagine that these
As
levels are built to have this many party members in it. But that can't be true. Oh, good animation. I like that. They're trying to like bend down on the ground to revive. Yeah, spike that hill. Neat.
On it.
Who would wear an iron helm other than Sirin? Barrack, Monhas, Bloodbound Hood, accuracy plus 12. Well, she needs that. You don't have a helmet at all. There you go. Have it dong, hidden. Recovery of 8 seconds. You wear can't wear items in the head slot. Okay. You don't need that. You barely need that. This one has to stay locked, the Songbird's bridle. Otherwise, bad things happen. Which, again, is notoriously funny. We're gonna walk in the water. No, it drains the water. Oh, sweet. It's like, no, we have to walk in it because it's... Makes Barrack terrified. Let's do it. And the others, especially Lantry. But especially Barrack. This isn't gonna go well, don't worry.
Rip in with claws!
What the fuck? Lantry, would you just chill out?
As you command.
A new dent!
There you go. I'm gonna open this all up. Well, I need Lantry to level up. Lantry, could you get some fucking experience? Keep going, keep going. Please. Lazu?
I got it.
Lazu?
Huh.
Nope. Yeah, mention spaces.
Can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that.
Do you have eyes on this?
Destroy them!
Best commands are the ones you would have done anyway. Alright, let's do an arrow storm.
Welcome to your doom.
I don't know why you don't activate this one more.
Might I
Because it's good. It's great
interest
strike.
you in death and or disfigurement? Can't wait to try that again.
As you command.
Ooh, we're low health, but no one's dead.
Swipe missed. Pray hits hard.
I can't do that. Yeah. Look, points, Luxie. It's good to be self-aware. But also, no, I'm not
Yes.
therapizing friends. That's not what you do. Lazo. Poop. 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 Better. Also, can you see anything that you can touch from a distance? I would consensually abuse telekinesis. Or mage hand, but especially telekinesis. Like, I gotta tell you. I would have... Jadis touch key. Yes, please. I would have too much fun consensually using telekinesis and the ability to touch and manipulate things from a distance to, like,
Trouble is afoot.
consensually squeeze people. I would be a menace. Control life, control vigor. These are still increasing. Maybe I forcibly give him a staff, and he has to level up staff. Which should hopefully make him level, and then I can make him level up his goddamn fucking sage skill. And then I will, maybe off camera, maybe on camera, run around and go lore and magical runes, things I'm missing out. We will also visit a trainer. Oh, right. Free camp. Yeah, what was I saying? Use mage hand and or telekinesis, like magic telekinesis powers to squeeze people. Yeah, I'd be squeezing all the people who'd want to be squeezed from a distance. That's for sure. I would, for example, disrupt meetings. Right? Someone's on camera and they have to behave.
Fine. Just fine. I don't need that rest drive.
They want to be squeezed. They don't mind being squeezed. They're being squeezed.
Things we can do if we just work together.
As you command.
You are currently in melee, and it is very bad. Because you are not supposed to.
You saw that, right?
Bolt of corruption. I want you to deal with this pain. Use Skull Splitter on it. It doesn't have a skull. I don't care.
Out, you little shit.
Shit. It's funny. Entry?
Felt nothing.
Bleed out, you little shit.
Things in shadow understands.
Nice.
Sorry, I can't.
Good thing I've got Jadis then. Get torch keyed on. Okay, it looks like torch keys adjust the stairs then. That's great news. That's great news. Oh, it's break time. Cool. Let's go have a break, everybody. I'll be back in 15 minutes. I'm also going to be slightly quieter when I return. Just in case a boy is trying to sleep. And I think he will be. So, back in a sec. And I'm back. I'm back, and I have actually too much. I overboard Contra. It's lovely. It's like orange liqueur. It's very sweet and very orangey and bitter orangey. I quite like it. My mother really likes it too. I think the bottle I have in the cupboard is leftover from her. She sent it back to Canberra at one point. Cool. Several good cocktails use Contro as part of it. As they should. So, stairs, huh? I like that the beacons, at least in this... You know what I was trying to say? I was trying to say, I like that at least in this scenario, the beacons are color-coded as to what they're supposed to do. Blue extends it, and green raises or lowers the staircase. But what to do? Did you see that? Did you see how it made a liar of me? Or that one requires another keystone, and it's actually pretty reasonable. But on the other hand, I'm going to complain about it. Okay, we completed the loop. We get out of here. We could probably go back to the previous one. Explore there. Or I bet we could raise the stairs too. I don't want to. Like, to find kills and... Not kills and shadow. Reef Talon. I don't want to. What? Oh yeah, because that's Emir. Not Jedis. I do wish there's a way to speed up regular movement. Yeah, there's probably a keystone that just opens doors, huh? Do you think these are one of each, or...? Put them all to Jadis? Lift the stairs? No? Okay.
Can't do that.
Can't do that. That opens the doors, so Jadis isn't going to work. Alright, teleport back. We open the doors. Puzzle, puzzle, puzzle. I'm not hopeless. I know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but I can figure it out. I was saying Twitch gamer. This is gaming on Twitch. Yeah, it probably opens those fucking doors, doesn't it? Bastard. Well, at least we know what this is going to do. Also, it isn't going to help. God damn it. It's not going to... It just speeds up us going around. Guess it's not really anything to snort at, is it? So in the Go Live message, I said, let's get stuck in to Obsidian's masterpiece. I stand by that statement.
Can't do that.
I do think this is a masterpiece. I think it's weird that that isn't the... No, that's not what that is.
Sorry, I can't.
Jadis lifts. Jadis is both.
Battle!
That can't be right. And you may have noticed that there are more typos in this section of the game's DLC. Because at some point, someone, project manager wise, not Joe Sawyer, but maybe Josh Sawyer, like, was given a budget of how much time and money they can spend on a game, like, that Paradox hired them to do, right? And the response was this, and then the contract almost certainly included DLC, because it nearly always does now. And jeez, all right,
On my command.
that's not gonna get him back to life. Restoring touch is about to go off, so he may live. Oh, Clash of Iron happened. Okay. Oh, it went off. Yes. Where did it go? Distract him. So
Whatever you need.
it was decided at some point that they'd have X amount of days, X amount of hours, X amount of effort to do this.
That's how it's done.
And the proofreading part probably came at a point where they had to cut costs in some capacity. Oh, Monhas is down. He's back. Hey, Lantry, you got extra experience. How far along? Yeah. 300 to go? Is that what you said? Yeah. I'm hoping my little guy isn't being kept up by me. It was at one point.
Yes.
Anyway, which is... There's a game, or Game Dev Simulator, and it's not incredible, but it was certainly fun and enough to play, that's for sure. And at least part of it is had a point where like you'd put developers to work, and they would just remove bugs by a number going down. Like that's all. And then occasionally it would add a bug in if they just kept working on it. They didn't know exactly what they were doing. But the way you could allocate resources to just say, okay, now improve the writing was funny to me because writing seems much more like art to me than a game engine, especially even if that's like the combat engine. I'm not saying that the work those designers and engineers put into isn't art. I'm saying it's less of an uncertain art to me. It feels more like an art where you put things into a kiln and you hope that that fucking thing is going to come out of that kiln in a way that you can see. The work you're doing on a day-to-day basis isn't one that is so easily visible as writing, when the words on the page are the work. Oh, but I just shot myself in the foot, right? Because the identification of themes and greater standards and arcs aren't visible from the planning or even at the word stage. You got to consider the artwork as a whole piece before you can start taking that into consideration. So you know what? Maybe I'm taking this back, right? I'm taking this back. Sorry. The themes and the stuff that art is about isn't entirely related to the day-to-day work of doing it. And sometimes performing the work of analyzing your own work is the only way to understand what it is, quote unquote, about. The curtains are blue because the writer said they're blue. Yeah, but what was what I'm trying to say? If that's text on the page, what was the point? They may not even know. That's what analysis is about, not trying to plumb out the meaning. Anyway. Anyway, what was the point of that? I think Tyranny is a masterpiece. For the wordy, novelistic, pretentious sort of gamer that I am, this shit is gold. Oldwalls mural. The pristine, meticulously ordered stretch of Oldwalls masonry is dramatically interrupted by an intricate mural painted across the brick wall with primitive pigments. A crude maze of orderly tunnels and simple right angles is depicted, and small, indistinctly drawn humanoid figures populate its varied and winding corridors. In the gloom, it's difficult to make out the precise details at the top of the mural, which stretches above even a beastwoman's height. Perhaps you're too sober to see it, but one could see this as a cross-section of the old walls, more artistic image than map, but it seems probable. Paint smells of beast blood and mold. Is older than old. So, to me, this looks like a drawing of the old walls, but notice that the space outside has no details, no moons, no stars. Ugh, this reminds me of the map's fifth I used to draw, next to useless. Statue still, Barrack scrutinizes the mural. His head swivels as he looks around, but then his focus returns to the image. If this is meant to be a map, I can make no sense of it. I suppose if you're going to be wandering the old walls, it's useful to make yourself a map. Unfortunately, our predecessors were no cartographers. Cartographers. There you go. There are typos in this text, and that's weird to me. There's a plethora of detail packed into the art on these walls. A more thorough examination will likely produce additional information. Examine the upper section. The upper reaches this painting aren't well illuminated by the otherworldly lights in the chamber. You'll have to find a way to clean some elevation to make out its details. Stand atop a companion's shoulders. A few awkward moments later, you find yourself standing atop your ally's shoulders, one hand placed against the cold brickwork for balance. With the extra height, you're able to examine things more closely. Now at the top, you can clearly see a large break at the top of the depicted maze. A plethora of the humanoid figures swarm the top, with a few trickling down into the maze below. These humanoid shapes come in a variety of sizes and colors, some noticeably larger than others. The details on these figures are difficult to decipher, though you're able to spot some sharp talons and a few that appear to have a tail, horns, or some other extra appendage. To begin your slow descent to the chamber's floor, you explain your details to the followers. So, people enter this maze from the top. Perhaps the spire is how people came into the old walls? I mean, your spire is capable of teleporting. What's to stop it from porting someone downwards? Maybe older tribes born on top. Tribes now dead or died in old walls. But, tribe with tails. She snorts in disbelief, kills in shadow to hear story. But it's a story told to entertain pups. If people were entering from the top, do you think this old walls was always underground? Are we to read this top to bottom or bottom to top? I can't tell if this is about people coming into the old walls or out of perhaps that's the point. This could be a history. Refugees from some ancient war before the Overlord was even born. Goes to say that shit never really changes. Clearly, people used the old walls in the past. Evidence of that is all around us. This tells us nothing we did not already know. Observe the mural's main section. The corridors and passageways depicted in the midsection are filled with humanoid figures. While chipped paint and weathering causes some superficial differences, the figures appear otherwise uniform in size, shape, and color. The figures high atop the mural appear of different styles and colors, but you'd need to move in for a closer look to glean the subletics. This old tribe prowling old walls. No bane in paint wall. Maybe tribe a very old knee-deep dark free of scourge beasts. One doesn't paint an ode to imprisonment on the first day in a cage, right? How many generations were down here trapped in this maze? Is this a cross-section or a map? Is this showing us the old walls are wide or deep? After seeing this place, I think the answer is yes to both. Notice how calm these figures seem? Almost like they belong here, she frowns. Of course, docility can be imposed. I wonder if these people were even here before Kairos ordered good folk to avoid the old walls. He glances towards you, if you even remember that prescription. At least we're not the only ones who have gone poking about in here. On the lower edge of the mural, on what would amount to the floor or bottom of the maze, you spot traces of faded paint not visible from a distance. Tiny bone-white hashes of skulls and skeletons are intermixed with the masonry at the bottom edge. A chilling detail. Is this to imply the dead were buried down below, or down below was built with the bones of the dead? I doubt it's that literal. Nowadays there's a road paved human bones. Perhaps the old walls were as well. All along the bottom of paint wall is death, is warning not to go to deepest deep, or story of mistake or many made. Beast women cannot say. I'm reminded of coral and how fish bones pile up over the seasons, but that's a logical leap. I don't think that's exactly what this mural is depicting. It makes me recall the tourney feast back home where pigs were tunneled by fences and walls to the slaughter. Could be that everyone down here is already dead. There's far more dangerous places than a field of corpses. The mural is complicated and layered, but is likely received as comprehensive an examination as is possible for the moment. Paint wall is proclamation of tribe roaming old walls. No tribe caged in old walls. Kills in shadow doesn't know. Maybe Alpha knows. This mural suggests an old walls was once full of life, but clearly the present contradicts this. What do you think is saying? I don't know exactly what I'm looking at, but I feel this piece should be titled Don't Live in the Old Walls. What do you think it's trying to say? It's incredibly frustrating knowing that this is trying to say something, but not being able to understand it. People enter the old walls, people die. I doubt the meaning could be any clearer. What can I say? It's fucking weird. It means something you know better than me. This mural is oddly devoid of Bane. Perhaps it's hinting at what triggered their arrival. I can't deny that possibility, though I imagine we see a little Bane imagery if this were a creation story. It would not surprise me if you were correct, Fatebinder. Better we not tarry longer than need be. Fuck. If Barak is agreeing with me on a lore-based thing, I'm fucked. Was time when old walls had no Bane? Maybe. Kills in shadow always no Bane is all in old walls, but could be wrong. Maybe. I half suspect Kairos made the Bane to keep people out of the old walls. They're magic, after all, and not minds in any sense that we can understand. One might ask, what came first, the old walls or the bane? If you're right, maybe the magic of the old walls creates the banes or transmutes the living into bane. Maybe we shouldn't stay here much longer. You got people and you got bane, but which are the hens and which are the foxes? Clearly the bane rule hen has now, but what if people used to hide here from the bane? She snorts. As if it matters. Satisfied with your investigation, you step away from the mural and leave us no answer for the next traveler to ponder. You turn away from the mural, kills in shadow, sniffs at the ancient stone, and paint a few more times before turning to follow your lead. Curious. I love me some lore. Even if we're not in a croissant-shaped room.
Keen eyes.
See that? Well, here we are. Lazu? Jadis?
I'm not here to make friends.
You're not here to... Of course you're not.
I'll take care of it.
Take me if you can!
Humans did not see Beast Woman's mist.
That one wrapped me hard!
Bleed out, you little shit! Have some fun with you.
And yelling bleed out, you little shit. It's gonna make me laugh every time.
Still aches.
Yes, increase your control life skill.
On it.
Is there no one else? Is there no one else? Where's this go? Map. The fractured depths. Well, let's see where it goes, huh? Hey, baby, you up fracturing your depths? I know I'm supposed to know where I am and what I'm doing here, but I gotta tell you, that didn't help me at all.
Can't do that.
I don't think that helped me at all. Dark and hollow. My god. What's...
Sorry, I can't.
Oh, it's that. That's the chest we can't open yet. Go this way, maybe? Like, we learn more useful lore, but I don't... This is the other mural. I had a break. I don't remember where I'm supposed to... Okay. So you do need to be Jadis, but I don't... Let's look elsewhere and see if it is activated another thing to touch.
Sorry, I can't. Sorry, I can't.
Well, my earlier assumption of what each keystone means was proven incorrect at least once, so... Maybe we see if touching this thing, putting what? Betrayed. Utterly
do that.
betrayed.
Can't do that.
A third one should open doors. It should be one.
Stop! Look!
One to lift stairs. One to extend bridges. And one
Come at me,
to open doors.
brave meat.
And I am Yeah, I'd say unreasonably. I'm unreasonably annoyed about how things are following that way.
Face my iron!
You need to activate your healing. Load grades and good.
Said nothing.
Just walk over there, dude. Come on, you can do this.
Taste own blood on tongue.
What the fuck are you doing? They just can't heal on the other side of that door.
As you command.
Don't have any sight or anything on the other side of the door? It's crazy. Serene, would you get in there? Thank you.
I suppose I can do that.
No, not Serene. Go away. Thank you. Okay, good. Well done. Hey, Slippers. How you guys going, huh? Lycia. Oh, sorry. Laika, can you hear me? Has your mind wandered again? A haggard-looking man pleads with the emaciated woman resting against the ground. Her shaky head moves in the general direction of his voice. She mouths a reply and reaches toward a glowing crystal in his hands, but no air escapes her lips. As you approach, she wraps what remains of a tattered cloak tightly across his shoulders and takes a clumsy half-step backwards. Are you real, stranger, or another figment come to haunt us? He blinks rapidly, watching you through bloodshot eyes. What happened to you, friend? You're amongst the sleepness. I still know that much. He offers a brief, mirthless chuckle. Soon I'll be like her, too tired to ever remember who I am. Who you are, either. His eyes glaze over as he speaks, and he drops to a knee. Not yet, not yet. With a shake of his head, he staggers back to his feet. All we want is to find the beast woman that did this. It hurts to be too far from her. I'm looking for Reef Talon too. If you give me the torch key, I can open up a path to her. He glances at you, then at the crystal, and to you again. Perhaps that's best. He reluctantly drops a stone into your hands. It feels like a lifetime since we've seen Reef Talon. Please, find her. This emptiness is somehow more bearable when she's near. I just hope I remember to follow you. Woof. Return to the abyss. I could, but I'm going to open everything first. What do you mean? I'm disappointed that things are not as I described or imagined.
Found something.
What a surprise, right? The world doesn't work that well. Yoink.
Tie the round for me. Yeah.
Come and face my iron!
I'll take care of it.
Tears and Shadow understands.
Yoink. Ooh, look at all these ingredients. Don't mind if I do. Funny that there are rings in there, given, you know. Rings are not like a super new currency, but they are Kairos' currency, so you wouldn't imagine they're like just gonna be in ancient chests in the old walls, but then again, like, not supposed to know what the old walls are. It's supposed to be here. So it seems like at least all the torches we've seen here, except the one where Reef Talon is, only have a single corresponding thing, right? And that's good, because that means I can simply light them up. Right? And
Sorry, I can't.
leave them. Just leave them. Doesn't matter.
Can't do that.
Except how the fuck do I
Sorry,
get
I
down
can't.
there? What? What? How do I get down there?
Can't do that.
I've got to be able to get down there. Right? What? Okay. Weird. How do I get up here? I don't know either. Of course.
Sorry, I can't.
Yes. Success. No, it's not quite as clever as these torch keys do this thing. Ancient Oldwalls parchment. Complete disciple and recruited researcher. Great. Yoink. You should raise a dry, cracked parchment from its containers. Serene cranes her neck to examine what you've uncovered. Oh, you found some kind of... Is that writing? Looks kind of weird. It is weird. Care to see? Of course, I was starting to wonder when you'd ask. She takes the paper, cradling it very carefully in her thin fingers. Wow, it's pretty. Almost like poetry. Very repetitive poetry. See how these symbols get repeated constantly? She shrugs, passing the parchment back. It feels familiar, but I can't tell you why. Maybe you should find someone more accustomed to reading crusty old papers to study it. Peering over Siren's shoulder, Lantry stares at the paper with a sigh. That's my cue to confess my ignorance. I'm not familiar with this particular script. This particular script. Perhaps we'll stumble upon a reference piece in our travels or meet someone who knows his writing. Well, fascinating, interesting, curious. Oh, hey, Bane's gonna pop out. Chronicles of Sages. Take the Chronicle. Oh, sage by a sage Lexem. Found another one. This should be enlightening. Lantry smiles victoriously as he hefts a weighty parchment tome. Festivities of the Tears, subtitle A Survey of Social Days. I don't know about you, but I'm excited already. Drafting at the field stories, some rather ribald marriage bed anecdotes, a study of regional variations in title retreat celebrations, and more tournament reports than one might ever wish to read. It's all very fascinating to a historian like me, but I'm sure this is of little interest to you. We can move on. Lantry taps at the cover of the tome, his face lost in thought. All this effort to stash old almanacs. Are you sure there's nothing else in those pages? Well, let's take a closer look, shall we? The old man scours the pages, his eyes darting about the text with zeal. Some of these pages are missing, but not like I expected. All these would all be pristine. It's pages of Tearsman cultural studies. Doubt you find any of this intriguing. May I take a look? But of course, he hands you the heavy tome, and you begin to flip through the pages. You are scanning along page after page of flowing text, most of it in changing inks and handwriting styles. The tome is, as Lantry described, filled to the brim with stories of feasts and festivals, including such details as guests in attendance and wine served. Each turn of the page reveals more and more notes on celebrations and festivals, major and minor. Your head swims with the names and dates of countless past festivities until at last you arrive at the end cover, your eyes heavy from skimming uneven handwriting. I'm weak on my Tearsman scripts, but this passage says Festival of Narat. Odd, right? Narat? What? Hand me that. Lantry tugs the tome from your grasp and furiously skims the passages in question. Festival of Narat? Since when was... Oh, since 419. Since 419? Well, this is the first I'm hearing of this tears-wide celebration. He flips to the remaining pages, eyes rapidly scanning the text with a series of grimaces and grumbles. A festival to Narat 10 years before the conquest. Seems unlikely. Unlikely? Pardon my ardent speak, but it's fucking absurd. Not least of all because when the chorus entered the tiers in 427, it consisted entirely of Northerners. Tismen weren't recruited until the gangs began conquering. It's basically Narat's whole modus operandi. Crack them on the head and then drag them away. So it seems more like someone knows of Narat, the more likely they can resist any suggestions to join its army. Part of why my recruitment efforts were so successful early on is the few knew I was forcing them to follow a true monster. This isn't accurate. Why would someone... Lantry drops his hand into his palm, letting out a muted, raspy groan. I think the why is obvious. It creates a pretense that the Tearsmen have been worshipping or loyal to the Archon of Secrets voluntarily before the war. Purpose. The only purpose the Chronicle serves is a retelling of it all. It is a cardinal sin of our craft to modify the telling regardless of purpose. Seems obvious that Lexam wanted me to find a record of the sages and Tearsmen accepting the chorus and by extension, Kairos. There might be some truth to that. Lantry's gaze falls to the ground. A soft sigh escapes his lips. I have a feeling that there's even more errors hiding in these texts. He tucks the parchment into his bandolier with a sigh. But I can peruse these pages another time. No doubt there is still more to be found down here. Lead the way. That's fascinating. Yoink.
Simply your champion! Grovel before me!
Felt nothing. Felt nothing.
I'll take care of it.
Troll life, it's leveling up super slowly. We'll get there. Now we even get to see what sort of benefits you'd actually get by scouring all of the old walls for the ancient texts. A secret text. But on the other hand, so we can't get across here yet. What if we change this? Oh, please, please don't. Then, for the sake of completion, I would need to. Oh, thank God. Go poke everyone.
Yes.
Thankfully, that's not the case. We'll find another way to get across up there. Well, time to go find Reef Talent, I guess. We have all three. Like, all three? I say all three. What if there's more than three? What if I am a fool? What if I am of the 7 fools? Oh, I can feel it coming. Can you?
Can't do that. Can't do that.
Feel what coming? A reread of all of the Stormlight Archive. My sister started as well. It's funny. So what goes where? Simo? Simo over there? Probably not, right? Can't be. Couldn't be. Then who stole the cookie from the cookie jar? One of each will do it. That's all it requires? My word. I'm missing something. What? No. I'm missing something. I swear it. So far, all these beacons only respond to one, which means I don't end up locked out. So I'm missing. How do I get in there? Is it there? Want to know before I walk in. Why did that work? But it hasn't unlocked anything I can see. Fine, Reef Town. Lexem. Got 2 of your scrolls. I need more. What? No, it was 4 days ago. 8? That's absurd. Arguing we proceed into collocutor, or perhaps herself, the old sage mutters, with her attention jumping from left hand to right as she bounces. Then we should retrace her steps. As you approach, the sage turns towards you, her face a calm and tranquil smile. Oh, darling, having trouble sleeping too? It really is you. At first, I didn't want to believe, but then, eyes wide with surprise, Lantry ambles forward, seemingly uncertain of what he's experiencing. That voice. Lexan looks around, her glance darting in every direction but Lantry's. Mel, what happened to you? How long has it been? Your youth, where did it go? You're supposed to outlive me, not the other way around. No, not Mel. Lantry's eyes fall to the ground, his face awash in defeat. It's me, Lantry. Don't you remember? Sage Lexan, I presume? Lantry's told me almost nothing about you. Not Lantry. Lexan. She points to herself with a knowing smile. Well, so they call me. Sage rubs her temple with a pained smile. Sorry, my mind feels all fog, no lightning. It's all in here. I'm just tired of being tired. All I need is a little sleep, a little shut-eye. It'll all make sense. Does that sound familiar to the parents, the new parents, and the hardworking? I'm not excluding being exhausted to only parents, but that happens. Cute. I'm Monhas. I believe you contacted me regarding a legal matter. Legal matters. I feel asking about laws. You. Wait, that sounds familiar. Haunting me thought, Lexam shakes her head with a violent twitch. Did I? Monhas, Monhas. Oh, oh my. I'd given up hope and almost forgotten that I had even sent word. The look of recollection spreads across her face, and Lexam examines you head to toe. Thank Kairos you found me. Apologies you should meet me now when my mind is a fleeting shadow of what it once was. Fatebinder, my offer is a simple one. I will submit to your justice and confess to every crime of my school. In exchange, I ask that you preserve my writings. I have seen centuries of work burn away in hours. Please, let me save something, some small sliver. I will purchase it with my life. If I were to help, what exactly would you want of me? I understand your caution. If these were truly offensive scripts that railed against Kairos, I would understand you being unwilling to assist in the preservation of such slander. I've read what I can of Kairos' laws, and I know that much of what we write speaks of how the Tears was, free of Kairos' grip. I know such histories are to be put to the torch, but I contend these writings will only bring glory to Kairos. Our histories show the Tearsmen growing in hubris, unable to see the doom of Kairos to the north. These are not heresies, they are studies in the foolishness of seeing oneself as equal to or greater than Kairos. You're turning the history of the Tears into a warning against defying Kairos. Actually, that pretty much writes itself. You want to bring glory to Kairos? Explain yourself. The chronicles we've kept detail a society that existed in the shadow of Kairos and ultimately fell after a long lull of complacent living. I contend that history speaks of Kairos' inevitability and the folly of the Tearsmen. How do I know I'm salvaging some journals, not a bunch of coded messages for your peers? I would invite you to read these chronicles yourself. Look them over and decide for yourself if I'm up to something, but I assure you, I wouldn't try something that underhanded. I'm not that stupid. I'm not that smart. You talk about these texts like they exist. So can we add smuggling from the burning library to your list of charges, I assume? True. I absconded with all the parchment that I could carry shortly before the Edict of Fire came to pass. As I said, I do not deny my crimes. I'm asking for mercy for my texts, not mercy for me. That line of reasoning could be used to defend any lie written by anyone conquered in the last 400 years. Sure, but Sage stammers, stomping her foot, but we know so little of the other realms that have fallen to Kairos. Surely this war is different. It was the last step between Kairos having most of Taratas and having it all. Uniqueness alone should make what's recorded all the more precious. So what is it you want from me? Swear by Kairos' name that you will gather and preserve my chronicles to the best of your ability. Do that, and I care not what you do with me. If our works are protected, you grant a measure of immortality to me and the other chroniclers. If my life can purchase that, I will happily pay that price. Explain exactly what you want of me before I make any promises. My request is that you gather and safeguard the chronicle fragments I've stashed here in the Oldwalls. Once gathered, do all that you can to make sure the texts are spared from destruction. So be it. I swear by Kairos to gather and preserve your chronicles. You honor us all, good Fatebinder. Lexem bows deeply, dipping forward until her legs begin to stumble. Here, take this. The sage thrusts a crumpled parchment into your hands. Notes on where I left the remaining texts. My handwriting was difficult to pass even when I had my mind intact. It's gotten worse. I've used all chronicle trick to conceal the stashes as ordinary rubble. The illusions will fade if another chronicler nears. She points to Lantry. Yours is an older specimen, but he'll suffice. Older specimen, but I popularized the rubble in plain sight trick. The nerve of this woman. You need a hand translating, asked Lantry. He was at a knack for deciphering my scroll. I have some other questions. Perhaps I can. Her head twitches with a fatigue spasm. Help. You've seen a beast woman named Reef Talon. That name. Yes, Reef Talon. She's lurking down here, same as I. You look like you've known a caress of sleep. Why then do you seek Reef Talon? Reef Talon can still be of use to the people of Bastard's Wound. Well, I can tell you that she lurks in these depths along with the sleepless she has created. The sage falls silent, rocking back and forth before returning to the present. Tell me, do you intend to harm Reef Talon? Only if she harms me. As someone who's been harmed as one can be harmed by Riftel, and I know she did not intentionally disfigure us, she's guilty of not knowing the strength of her fledgling magic, but ignorance is not maliciousness. Come, let me take you to her. Her lethargic motion becomes youthful exuberance as she swings into motion. I wanted to ask you about... I wanted to let Lantry talk to you first. Fuck. All it looks in. Did you see that she had a purple beacon? And now I will go. I hope I'll get it and then go touch every fucking beacon in this place. Ooh, an iron greatsword. Don't mind if I do. Random loot with lots of rings. What the fuck? Wake up! Fresh meat! Like Sam roars at the massive havoc hovering in the center of the room. Every hair on your body stands on end the room swells with static charge. Small bits of debris orbit havoc as its tendrils switch and flick. You're talking to this thing like it's your friend. Well, of course. Lullaby never harms those of us robbed of sleep, only the arrogant and wicked near fear its embrace. I'm not hallucinating. She has truly lost her mind. Lantry shakes his head, eyes wide with disbelief. This is a nightmare. Why in Kyrus's name would you keep a havoc, let alone name it? Don't be ridiculous. Lullaby isn't a kept pet, it's our keeper, naturally. She shakes her head as if the aforementioned detail was obvious. Submit, and this will be swift. Or resist and make things interesting, however you like it. Lexan claps her hands, roaring gibberish at the massive havoc as it begins to stir. Boss fight. Boss fight, boss fight, boss fight.
Trouble is afoot.
What is the beast? Okay, use your abilities. Don't just
As you wish.
Dun dun dun. The problem we've got here, like, this is a big single target enemy. I have more party members. Summon reinforcements, excellent decision, good job. But immediately on half health like that? No, do not put guidance on her. Put it on the people in Malay, for fuck's sake. Jesus. Lantry. You're on the people who cast Malay. And again, these games are just like improved strength, like. Oh, no punch off. Oh, we have to deal with the Bane. Oh, I did not expect that. This is, once again, a different fucking game than would be typical. Given I was like, I bet if you deal with the deal with Lullaby, the sleepless be revealed and like released. That's not what happened. Instead, they're all pissed at me.
Stalwart prevails! Do I really need to? Well, that did nothing except fall before me!
What a monstrosity! Odd that the Sleepless came to its aid.
Why would they defend it? Oh, their minds must be truly far gone.
Oh, you're still
Would
alive? That wasn't
defend
part of the
Bane?
plan.
Are they mad as well as foolish?
Oh,
Deprivation. Immunity to asleep. Cause a wound when reaches. Oh, okay. Veteran helm. Light armor cloth. Okay, so causes a wound when you get low in health. Who doesn't lose health that often and could actually benefit from gaining a lot of extra damage? I think it's Verse. She's often out of combat.
Foolish humans die for havoc.
She doesn't need just plus 10 subterfuge, so. Parrying. You need the parrying. You don't need that. There you go. This one will go to you. You need a poison. That's actually been useful so far. Critically hit. We don't use that often. Because you got to cast them like a lot of other things, so plus 10 parry is not nothing, that's for damn sure. Silent Archive is just could be better, but we get a bit of use out of it.
No sense. No sense.
I've seen a lot of crazy shit, but people taking up arms to defend the Bane? That's a new kind of weird.
The Havoc's song echoed the emptiness within them. Like it was the only...
Extra health because you fucking die all the time. Disembowel. Disembowel.
thing they had left to live for.
You survived. I didn't expect. Like Sam's gaze falls to the ground. You're next, unless you give me a good reason to stay my hand. I apologize. Many have come here looking to harm us or Reef Talon. The Bane don't seem to harm us sleepless, and I had to protect the Reef Talon and the other sleepless, and yet I'm no match for you, so my best choice seemed what I did was unforgivable. Take me to Reef Talon now. No. So long as I can, for a cogent thought, I will protect her. Lead me to her and she lives. I find her on my own accord, she dies. No, please. Like Sam covers her face in her hands. I wish no harm to come of her. Show her mercy and I will relent. She's in a chamber to the east. You will need this. With a trembling hand, she places a torch key in your hand.
Right.
Huh. Well, there we go. We got a fourth one. We can now go through the whole place. Sleepless Elaine. Another one. He seems so well rested. The tranquil woman's empty expressions shift to a pained smile. You'll adapt in time. She stares at you in wide-eyed silence. What are you doing here? Do you not also hear the call, or we seek Reef Talon? Her eyes fall to the floor. She does not wish to be sought. What can you tell me about Lexem? Lexem, that name is something from an old dream. I'm sorry, I once knew, but it's also distant now. What can you tell me about Reef Talon? She did this to us. Her comlet is calmly devoid of accusation or judgment. Have we been called to glory, marked for culling? We just want answers. And perhaps we could find sleep. I'll be going now. My theory of how it was all organized, it was so wrong. The Bane, they're not so bad. Might make good pets. There were 3. Each of them do a specific thing. The puzzle is arranged
See
that
that?
way. I was wrong.
Ah! Well struck.
See that?
Trapped sun. Thank you. Is there another one right
Do
there?
you have eyes on this?
Thank you. Yes, Luxie. Oh my god, I am. Yes, I am. The crystal in the beacon is not responding to the torch keys from these old walls. What about the other ones I brought? Would they work? No? Star Smite. Meteoric. Launches 3 projectiles, increase range. They cannot crit. Okay, jeez. Bronze Tabor axe. Alright, cool. We'll just take it.
Can't do that.
I'd say I am, yes. That is the appropriate response to have.
Sorry, I can't.
Mercer, as voiced by Mr. Monhas. Calm down, my friend. You will get through this. Reef Talon, hi. Hey. Quick question. What the fuck? The beast woman waits by the dust-caked altar, head bent downward in contemplation. A deep, gravely rumble emanates from her chest as you cross the chamber's threshold. With a loud chuff, she turns to face you. A fierce pair of ice-blue eyes watch you with murderous intensity. Claws dug into the stone floor, kills in shadow bristles her fur. Prima of Wound Tribe is impressive. Not as impressive as Kills in Shadows, but mighty all the same. Yeah, I think it's the exact same voice as Adair, and it would be a bigger issue if he weren't the main character. So they've done well on that one. But I mean, Mercer could have done a different voice. He does a different voice in Campaign 4 Critical Role for oh, they're gonna bully me online for being a fake fan. Sir Julian Davinos. And it's so good. Holy shit. It's so fucking good. Anyway. Stalkers and hunters, bane and mystics, all come to spill Reef Talon's lifeblood. Beastwoman must climb deep, deep, or where lights do not follow. She watches you intently, her ice blue eyes piercing the chamber's shadow. She places her knuckles upon the cold stone floor, She places her knuckles on the cold stone floor, muscles coiled menacingly. Fatebinder creeps to Beastwoman's den, bathed in blood of wound warriors. Why should Reef Talon speak with human? I just want to ask some questions to determine whether or not you're a threat to Bastard's Wound. So human comes ready to hunt. Low rumble creeps from the back of her throat, only to be dismissed with a loud chuff. But Fatebinder has not bared fangs yet. He's willing to listen, perhaps. She watches you cautiously, silently awaiting your next words. Why flee the wound? You could have simply stopped using your magic. Too dangerous. What if Reef Talon's milk sickens cups? What if blood corrodes tinker tools? No, too much to lose. Reef Talon will take no chances. Will stay confined to depths. Can you be sure that your powers won't manifest in a new way that harms the settlers, even from here? Beastwoman did not envision this. Reef Talon's hackles raise in alarm. Fatebinder speaks of possible truth. Sleepless poison is created by mending touch. What if same corruption grows stronger and spreads from afar? She glances down at the leathery pads of her palm. Perhaps Reef Talon has been cursed for trespassing where human Prima called Kairos forbids. What do you hope to gain from hiding here? Not hiding. I'm saving others. Her breath clouds the cool air, her words sharp and prideful. Reef Talon could not let corrupting power harm kin and kith. Left home den, but did not abandon tribe. Did not run and hide. But does not know what will solve problem. So you were content to let Jaspers and Wagstaff lead your tribe?
Well, Woodop, Ocean Mystic, and Stonecutter choke on own hatreds. Reef Talon is no longer prima, so cannot be concerned by such matters.
How did you come to find the wound? For a moment, her eyes grow distant and share their intensity.
Reef Talon has lived 4 lives. First life was free man born in islands near human lands called Stalwart. Second life was a slave.
She chuffs and banishes the thought with a shake of her head.
Third life was prima to all to wound tribe. And now Reef Talon lives 4th life as Richard outcast skulking in deep pits of Oldwalls.
What was your life as a Mantiborn like?
Metaborn are warriors of land and ocean, more free than land-trapped beastmen. Island kith are quarrelsome like Tears tribes, not always leading packs to rend, wreck, kill rivals over parched land. Island warriors respect tribe boundaries where sand meets water. Beast Woman has no need to fight other tribes. Mother Ocean provides great moors and deep lurkers to test warriors and mystics to keep Mantaborn strong.
Reef Talon's mouth stretches into a knowing smile.
As Fatebinder wrestled with black-eyed Great Moor with head and tail of spears, or killed clear-skinned lurker with glowing fangs and snakes for limbs, has human ever heard deadly song of singing cloud and stayed awake? Mantaborn does not need tribal war to stay fierce. Hunt, bleed, feed packmates.
She bobs her head at the fond memory.
Was good life.
The beastwoman extends a claw towards the nearby chasm.
Oldwalls waters are easy for Reef Talon to swim. Not afraid of dark waters. The scourge beasts sometimes lurk in dark places, deep places.
Tell me about your time in slavery.
Was less than 7 years ago. Reef Talon awoke to nest beset with humans. Human tribe answering to Primus Strait has overwhelmed Reef Talon and King. Likely survived only because humans desired captive muscle, not roasted beast.
She narrows her eyes, ruminating over some remembered detail.
Long did Reef Talon toil in confinement until mystics from Chorus tribe came one morning to human den.
You were not witness to the events. You heard rumors of the Chorus blood chanters performing all manner of arcane experiments on the Mantiborn, indigenous beastmen of Stalwart. Though you know little of what the study involved, the beast is proof that at least one victim survived the blood chanter's curiosity.
As humans drank rotted feasted over moonless night, blood rage filled Reef Talon and the other captive kin.
The hair on the beast woman's back stands erect as she speaks.
Saw only red. Worked butchered captives and freedom. Reef Talon does not know what fever possessed other beastmen. Did not think to ask. Thought only of escape.
So you learned your magic from Mantiborn mystics?
No. Mantiborn groomed Reef Talon for such a role, but only for a season. Outsiders came, mystic paint came off, war paint came on, and tribe was shattered. Reef Talon, never given rites of initiation, is not deserving of ancient title.
How did you come to lead the wound, even if briefly?
Did not come to wound to be prima, but once arrived, Reef Talon was only proper answer. Was best at hunting new prey. Showed kith and kin how to slink through deep dark, how to hold ground against scourge beasts. All beasts bowed to Reef Talon. Once Wound Clan gathered to discuss herd scourge hunting Oldwalls, Stonecutter and Ocean Mystic. Could not agree on plan, wished only to bicker and yell until Reef Talon roared and the whelps cowered. Tribe knew only Bream at Reef Talon could maintain order, till tribe became fearful of Bremer's magic. Tough then Beastwoman could no longer inspire order, only fear.
Let me ask you something else. I want to know more about your healing abilities.
Does Fatebinder remember the time before knowing to grow? Beastwoman did not know such power existed until packmates already mended.
She shrugs with a scowling grimace.
Have no answers for Fatebinder or Beastwoman.
How did these powers awaken in you?
Beastwoman cannot. Safe for sure.
Hiccups. Her hands gesticulate wildly, but for a time no words come out.
Ever since coming to this place, Reef Talon feels a hum of magic, but did not feel it until it already happened. Packmate was injured on patrol, and Reef Talon ran to clutch injured whelp. Beastwoman remembers hearing lifeblood from inside dying body, and roared it to obey. That's when mending right began to knit flesh. That's when Reef Talon's shame began.
Where do you think those healed become sleepless?
Can describe sensation of healing power, but not meaning.
She pauses to think, listlessly tracing a painted symbol on her chest with a claw.
When human lies on ground with lifeblood pouring from wounds, Reef Talon can sense blood rage inside dying creature. And when Beastwoman touches paw to human, Reef Talon can stroke blood rage to live longer, to demand blood keep pumping. Am not explaining right. No, can't. The mystic gift always goes too far. Always. Mending right's grabber of life spark stretches far and fast until extinguished, snuffed, drowned. After a right, human's wounds close and lifeblood dries, but life's spark is gone. Healed human is hollow, does not remember pain or pleasure, does not dream, is sleepless.
Do you think being in the Oldwalls gives you these powers? She shrugs, scratching her head with a gruff sigh.
Maybe. Reef Talon never finished proper teaching. To be mystic, power always feels like it is coming from within Reef Talon, but maybe Oldwalls are working mending right.
Tell me of the sleepless. The Beastwoman bristles at the mention.
Greatest of shames. Reef Talon has sickened her tribe with dreamlessness.
Do you know how they were created?
Beastwoman only knows the sleepless were births of mystic strength. From Reef Talon's corrupting touch. Dark powers extinguish the life spark of dying human. After mending right, human looks like living warm blood, but carries hollow death on inside.
Reef Talon looks away, ashamed. Why are they down here?
After mending rights, dreamless gifts smell like spent flame. Hearts do not beat with purpose or desire to live. Dreamless always call out to Reef Talon, big muling for answers. Reef Talon has none.
The Beastwoman covers her ears with her hands.
Sleepless brood will not leave, Beastwoman. Always reminder of failure.
Any idea why the Bane ignored a sleepless?
Same question ponders Reef Talon. Scourge beasts seek blood of Beastwoman, but never of sleepless kiss, even noisy sleepless. Reef Talon thinks sleepless cast no scent of a scourge beast to smell, no dreams to tempt ancient hungers.
I've seen only human sleepless. Are there no sleepless beasts?
No, not yet. Use mending rights on beasts in back, but saw no dreamless scar.
Do you know of any way to cure them?
If Beastwoman know, would have already tried. Human sage god like him insists Reef Talon his gift. Could have been better. But it's wrong. It's folly to try. Must never use Richard gift again.
It's time for you to return to the wound, in one form or another.
Human will leave this place. Nothing to discuss. Leave Reef Talon to suffer with withered kin. Let finding Reef Talon fade from memory.
Return to the wound. You can be of help there, perhaps even lead the settlers. She rests back in her haunches and chuffs dismissively.
Reef Talon has already found backmates. Mending rights close rips and tears, but left empty husk in place of human kith. Wound tribe no longer accepts Reef Talon as alpha, or even lily pack. Fatebinder speaks empty words that cannot be fulfilled.
You're really running because the sleepless remind you of your guilt. If I could help them find peace, would you return? The thoughtful rumble vibrates along the back of her throat.
Mystic strength is source of dreamless corruption. Brief talent could keep power buried inside. Focus on leading the hunt for scourge beasts. Could still serve tribe. But dreamless brood cling to life, hollow husks always follow reef talent. Steps stumble through dark halls and hunger for pack leaders call. No way to ease suffering of sleepless except by death. But reef talent will not kill feeble kith.
Her bright eyes narrow in suspicion, finding yours in the darkness.
Is Fatebinder suggesting?
No. If that's the only way, then that's not an option.
Human is foolish and cruel. Should not pray and give voice to fetal hope.
What if we do it anyway? Yes. What other choice do we have?
No! Fatebinder will not kill sleepless. Endless praying of dreamless brood is punishment for reef talent's mistakes.
Wow, you need to take responsibility and end their suffering. Only you can do that.
But reef talent has accepted responsibility for bringing pain to sleepless brood. Has come to endless depths to slink in darkness with adult whelps. Has done everything.
Someone seriously hurt your cub, but did so by accident. Would you rather they mercifully end the creature? Would you prefer they prolong the cub's suffering to ease their guilt? A pensive hum plays along the back of her throat.
Perhaps Fatebinder is correct. Dreamless must die eventually, same as dreamless. Reef talent must not let sleepless suffer in imitation of life. Must find courage to cull weak herd. No different than a harsh winter.
She leaps towards the chamber's entrance in a burst of vigor.
Wait here. Sleepless have long been dead, only pretending at life. Reef talent will now fix her mistakes. Will not take long.
After a few hours, Reef Talon pours back into the chamber, fur matted and damp with blood. Her eyes have a distant, haunted look to them, and she pants as if tired from an explosive sprint.
Beast woman has killed her own brood. Blood leaves a bitter taste, but it is done.
She grasps a broken fragment of the stone floor and leads her tongue over it, scraping it over and over to remove the taste.
Sleepless whelps now return to Ocean Mother. No longer suffer in endless depths of Oldwalls. For the first time in months, Reef Talon no longer hears mewling call. Fatebinders give promise and helps end suffering of dying brood. Beastwoman will also keep promise.
She chuffs and stamps the ground several times, seemingly working up the courage to continue.
Reef Talon will return to Wood now and help tribe. Have dwelled in pit for too long. Now is time to return. Fatebinder should have Reef Talon's knife.
She draws what must be a small blade to her, but is a proper sword to your hand from her bandolier. With head bowed, she hands you the weapon.
Pour good luck to Reef Talon in deep dark. Will bring good luck to Fatebinder. Also has too much stink of blood from humans Reef Talon trained to hunt. Much, much better Fatebinder has.
Sick. Got a cool new sword. I don't feel good about that. I do not feel good about this whole thing. Jesus Christ. One-handed superior. Less DPS than a hammer, but high accuracy and attacks faster. Let's give it a go, shall we?
This'll be fun.
Cool new sword. Bronze dagger. How about... Boop. Jeez, a whole new sword. One-handed weapons. Arcane burst. Oh, it's an artifact. Of course, it's an artifact. Your shadow flickers erratically in a wan violet light emitted by this viciously sharp bronze blade, fluctuating between converging about the weapon's length and stretching as if trying to escape its presence. No legend sings of this weapon, yet it bristles with sorcerous energy. The sharpened alloy edges seem insufficient to contain. Perhaps the craftsperson responsible for the sword used techniques long lost to modern smiths, infusing it with a power that may be older than the Archons, the Overlord, or even the Oldwalls who discovered it in. Sick. fucking
There!
awesome.
See that?
Good job, Eric. Fuck it, duck. And it's nearly 10. Well, we're gonna wander around and loot everything.
Sorry, I can't.
I am missing something. There is a way through. Why doesn't this door open?
Give in to me. Tell me of your secrets.
I gotta stop doing that harsh growl. Oh, you motherfuck. That's why. Okay. Well, run, run, run. Reef Talon goes back. Would camp for like 3 days. Oh, sorry, no, I just wanted to continue exploring. Sorry, the weird guy controlling me. You didn't kill Lexem? Okay. Say, Lexem's eyes gloss over as she briefly slips out at the moment. With a smile of recollection, his senses come back to the present. Yes, Fatebinder? Tell me about yourself. I'm the least fascinating subject I can think of, but if you have questions, ask. I'm curious about your sleepless condition. As am I. It's a curious malady, and one I only partially comprehend. As the name suggests, I haven't known sleep in several span. More troubling for me personally, my magic seems to have faded. I can sign the sigils with my hands, but no magic comes of my efforts. By your own admission, you seem out of sorts. Are you sure you are not forgetting the sigils? Even slight deviations can disrupt proper casting. I was worried it was just that. With the lack of sleep, my mind seemed the obvious culprit. I had Mel read my old scrolls and walk me through the motions. Still, no avail. I'm signing correctly, but when I tap into the archons of old, nothing comes out. No magic. All of it is gone. Lantry's shoulders slump and he shakes his head with a sigh. But you are a phenom. I never would have mastered half my expressions without your guidance. But it's all gone. Maybe you just need some rest. Maybe that would restore order in your mind. As am I. Did your missing magic happen around the same time as the insomnia? If I recall correctly, it was days after I was healed that I first noticed my magic wasn't working as expected. It was a startling realization. I've relied on my magic for decades. Without it, I feel as defenseless as a newborn cub. How did you become one of the sleepless? Same as all of us, by the healing power of Reef Talon. It was when a group of disfavored found this place. I was injured in a fight, and since none of us knew yet the downside of Reef Talon's magical touch, I was, of course, allowed her to heal me. Why did the sleepless enter the Oldwalls? Not that we are all cogent enough to share our feelings, but I and the other sleepless feel a little better nearer to Reef Talon than afar. She shrugs with an idle smile. None of us wanted to be a burden to the people above, and it just made sense to follow her down. Unfortunately, Reef Talon can't seem to stand the sight of us in her grief. A shame. Is there a way to reverse your condition? Only Reef Talon knows. Or maybe Kairos. I vacillate between having optimism and pushing aside such painful daydreams. Her thoughts go silent as her face twists in discomfort. Hope can be a painful thing. Is that your magic? How have you possibly survived down here with all the Bane crawling about? You would think me lying, but I stand here as proof. For whatever reason, the Bane seem not to notice me. I dare say in all the time I've been here, I haven't seen the Bane respond to any of the sleepiness. Could be that we are too wretched for even them to hunt. I hypothesize that Reef Talon did defoul our minds, made us toxic or unappetizing to the Bane. We are once tasty morsels now rolled in dung. So while I can't say for sure why it is, I can say I've been here for weeks. Span a very long time now, and the Bane have ignored me this whole time. Let's talk of something else. I should be in. Had she come to the Velm Citadel to this place? I took it upon myself to record as much of the war for the Chronicle as possible. This quickly led me to the conclusion that the Velm Citadel would fall in time, so I enlisted Mel in my plot to lug as much of the Chronicle out of the Citadel as we could. I knew of Rostrom's holdfast from my time chronicling the invasion of the Bastard Tier. I came thinking I'd use his manor as a place to stash our writing in. Well, I discovered Cairn had shattered the fort, but in doing so created a tunnel into the old walls. With the war raging on the surface, it just never seemed like a good time to leave. What was your role amongst the sages? I'm a willing victim of the impossible chronicle endeavor, or the chronicle as those outside our school know it. I aim to transcribe all that I witness in my lifetime with the highest precision, accuracy, and comprehension achievable. More specifically, I've tried to focus on the events of realms. While there is a place for drawing flowers and conducting biographies of lowly peasants, I leave such things to other chroniclers. Both Luxem and I have spent decades contributing to the Chronicle, even co-authored a few pieces back in the day. The Rye survey was by far the best. All of Taradas needed to know which distillery in Ardent made the strongest hooch. We do important work, us sages. Why'd you stay here in the bastard wound? At first, a part of me genuinely thought the old walls were safer than the war. When it was Reef Town, Wagstaff, Jaspers, and the others working together, life in the wound was actually quite pleasant. I won't lie, I've always dreamt of exploring the old walls, and I'm getting on in years. It seemed a fitting place for a scholar to write our final chapters. Talk of something else, tell me about yourself. That's it. Okay, cool. Should be on my way. She says nothing. And that's that, my friend. We are going to finish up this evening. My friend and friends, what a lovely time it's been. Thank you very much for joining me for this evening. Sincerely, I've enjoyed my time together. Thank you for spending it with me, whether live or on VODs. Shout out to my VODs viewers. They are good friends. You can find details there. In any case, thank you very much. I hope you have an excellent day. This coming Wednesday should be a Kingdom Hearts with our good friend Sam. If Sam is not available, sick, or otherwise unable to turn up, we'll continue with Final Fantasy 13. I have no other massive news to share or something similar, so I hope you have an excellent day. A lovely week ahead. Be kind to yourselves and others, and please tell the people you love that you love them very much. Good night, everyone.